Right guys, so today we're going to be doing St. Louis cut ribs, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you why lately I've not been taking the membrane off my ribs. So to explain the whole process and why, we might as well just cook up a couple of racks of ribs. So let's get to it. So a lot of people say about taking the membrane off. Recently I've not been doing it. When you're cooking, that is holding in a lot of the juices, the fat in between, and it's just going to keep that moisture and flavour in. So personally I like to sacrifice the fact that yes, you do get a bit of membrane on the bottom of each rib, but that membrane is against the bone. So is it a big deal? Not for me, no. So I've started leaving it on, and that is the main reason why I leave it on, is while you're cooking it just keeps all those juices in. So for these ribs I'm going to go with Killer Hogs, Malcolm Reed's, the barbecue rub. You can use any rub you want. Give it a good coating. I'm going to do the bottom first. I'm not too fussed about getting too much on there because quite frankly it's just membrane and bone, but we'll get a nice coating on the meat part. Get those sides. Same with this rack. Get a bit on the meat where you want the flavour. Don't forget the sides. Flip them over. Okay, so always pat your rub in. Right, so I'm just going to let that set. And what I mean by letting it set, this has got salt in, so it's going to release a few juices, then it will soak it back in. What you're looking for is like a wet look over it. You don't want it dry because you're almost possibly going to get bitter taste from burnt rub. You want it to soak into the meat, and that's a big part of patting it down as well. That's patting it in to get those juices. That's what I've learned anyway over the years. I'll see you in about 10-15 minutes guys. Cheers. Just so you can see what I mean by looking wet, this is what I'm on about. It's just so all the rub looks wet, soaking in nicely. Pretty much see it on the camera there. That's what you're looking for before you put them on. You don't want to put the rub on and just put it straight on because it's going to be dry on the rib and it's not actually going to soak any flavour in whatsoever. So that's a good little trick to know. Just being patient, giving them 10-15 minutes to soak that in, and then you're ready to go. So we'll get these on. Get the tray. They're big old racks of ribs, so it just helps. I just want to keep them centralised because we've got that deflector plate, and it's going to be fairly hot around the edges. So by doing that, it's just maximising the indirect cooking space. We'll get that lid shut. Get it up to temp, as I say. We're gonna go hot and fast for these ribs. Bye guys, catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've been going for an hour and a half, and we've been rocking around the 350 mark. I wanted it to be about 375, but that's where we're at, so let's have a look. Looking all right. Yeah, a little bit dark there, but it's not burnt. Happy with that. It's looking a lot lighter in colour than it is on the camera. It's getting a bit, the old sun's going in, but you can see there, it's all good. Plenty of juice. So we're just going to quickly swap them round and then give them about another hour. Okay, so as I say, we're going to swap them around. Got to be pretty quick with this because you could create a big old flare up by having the lid open for too long. So we're also going to flip them round slightly. So as well as flipping them up and over, we're just turning them around as well. Get that shut nice and quick. As I say, if you keep that open too long, it's just going to let those coals take even further and it's just going to flare right up. You don't want that. We want to be running around 350, 375. We don't want to go no higher. So I've just done that as quick as I could, shut it up, and we'll see how we get on. So we'll see you in about an hour, guys. Cheers. Oh, yes. Looking good. They're looking really good. Happy with that. We're gonna now wrap. It looks darker in the video on the camera than what it actually is. And to be fair, that's still really squidgy. So it's all good. I'm not worried too much about it. As I say, this is hot and fast, so got a nice bit of paw on the bone there, as you can see. So we get these wrapped up. not putting anything in. We're just literally wrapping them, double wrap back in. Job done. Okay, so we're gonna go meat side down so we don't pierce. We're gonna try not to pierce the tin foil. And as I say, we're not putting any sauce, juice or anything in these, so we're just gonna double wrap them. Fold it over, fold it over. It's one rack. Same with that rack. Just fold it in. Don't, obviously when you're working around the bones, don't squeeze too hard because you're going to pierce through. And that's it. Get them back on the grill. I'm actually going to go both racks on top. Obviously higher it is, hotter it is. Shut the lid, give it another 40 minutes and then see how they are. Probe, not for temperature, just to probe for tenderness, and then we're there. See how it goes. Catch up with you in a bit. Cheers guys. Okay, so we're at the half-hour mark wrapped. We're at 350. Just been sitting steady at 350. Let's have a look. Can't find my probe at the minute. I was away at the weekend, but I'll just use this to give me a guide. Yeah, they're there. They're done. That's it. What I'll do now is take them off, rest them for like 10 minutes, and then we'll open them up and see how we did. Okay, so the main goal of this video wasn't so much about the hot and fast and showing you how you can cook them hot and fast. The main thing was about why I don't take the membrane off. And I have not put any juices in this, and as you can see, there's a pool there, there's a pool there. They're looking great. Look at the juices. Absolutely no added liquids to the wrap, and personally I feel that by not taking the membrane off, you're allowing those juices to stay inside. Obviously if you take the membrane off, in between those bones there's a lot of collagen, there's a lot of fat. It's just going to keep dripping out through the cook. So if you leave the membrane on, you're going to keep that inside the protein. So it makes sense to me. It's just me, it's my preference. This is the bit I love about ribs. Cutting them can be a bit of a mission, so let's just go here. Right, okay, so let's have a look. That's all good. Very juicy. It's going to be a bite as well. Let's have a go. Yeah. Perfect ribs in like, what, 3 hours? Not only that, membrane, is it really going to bother you? Peel it off if it does. Take a bite. Membrane's just there on that. Peel it off. Is it a big deal? No. Can you eat it? Yes. Does everyone want to eat it? No, probably not, but as far as I'm concerned, you've kept more in the cook. More juices, more flavour. I didn't do a video on this, but let me know in the comments if you want to see this, how this is done. New potatoes, baked in salt, garlic, olive oil, till they're, you know, just going crispy. And they are absolutely amazing. Bit of grilled vegetables, a grilled bell pepper, as my mates in America would say. But I just like to keep it simple sometimes. Absolutely spot on, the way forward. Anyway guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a good thumbs up. Let YouTube know that you're loving what you're seeing. And I'll see you when I see you. And remember, go and cook something exceptional. Cheers guys.